The bus rolled forward with a low mechanical groan as it entered the narrow jungle road, its headlights slicing weakly through thick mist while laughter and casual chatter filled the cramped interior. No one realizing that this ordinary journey was about to turn into a nightmare, because deep within the dense, green walls of trees, something ancient had already sensed the vibration of metal invading its land. The driver, tired and eager to make up lost time, ignored the cracked warning sign half buried in vines. A sign locals whispered about, but outsiders left. And as the wheels crushed over the uneven ground, they unknowingly destroyed a hidden nest buried beneath the road, breaking fragile eggs that belonged to a massive snake guarding this territory for generations. At first, the jungle responded in subtle ways, with birds falling silent and insects vanishing as if the forest itself was holding its breath. While a few passengers felt an unexplained chill and glanced nervously out the windows at shadows that seemed to move on their own. Minutes later, the ground trembled slightly, causing the bus to shake just enough for the driver to slow down. But before anyone could react, a colossal shape rose from the tall grass ahead, scales glistening under the headlights as a giant snake lifted its head and unleashed a deafening hiss that froze everyone in place. Screams erupted as the driver slammed the brakes. Bags fell from overhead racks. Children cried, and the bus swerved dangerously close to the edge of the road before stopping inches from disaster. Just as fear peaked, the screen of the story would cut to black, then rewind to earlier that day, showing the bus departing from a small terminal, passengers boarding with tired smiles, unaware of the fate waiting ahead. As the journey continued deeper into the jungle, the road became narrower and rougher trees, pressing in so tightly that branches scraped against the sides of the bus, while strange symbols carved into rocks passed by unnoticed warnings, left by those who understood the power of this land. The first real sign of danger came when the bus lurched violently to one side, struck by something heavy from the darkness, shattering a window and sending glass flying as people screamed and ducked for cover. The snake attacked again, almost instantly, its massive body slamming into the bus, with enough force to bend metal, knocking passengers off their seats and pinning the vehicle in place as its thick coils wrapped around the frame, squeezing tighter with each breath. Inside, panic spread like fire as the driver desperately tried to restart the engine, the wheels spinning uselessly in the mud. While some passengers prayed, others cried, and a few brave souls tried to break windows to escape, only to be met by the horrifying sight of scales sliding past just inches away. The snake struck repeatedly, smashing its head against the windshield until cracks spidered across the glass, its eyes burning with rage as it tried to destroy the intruder that had violated its nest. Rain began to pour, turning the road into a slick trap and making visibility almost impossible, while thunder echoed above, amplifying the terror inside the bus. A man near the back was dragged screaming through a broken window when the snake smashed its tail through the side, and his cries were cut short as the jungle swallowed him whole, leaving the survivors in stunned silence before panic surged even stronger. In the chaos, a small group of passengers took control using emergency flares, fire extinguishers, and anything they could find to fight back, shouting instructions and pulling the injured away from danger as the snake recoiled briefly from the sudden bursts of fire and noise. For a moment, hope flickered as the coils loosened and the bus shifted slightly, but the snake was far from defeated, launching another attack from above, crashing down onto the roof and crushing it inward, trapping several passengers beneath twisted metal. Time lost all meaning as minutes felt like hours, every hiss and scrape echoing through the bus like a death sentence, while exhaustion and fear drained the survivors' strength. Eventually, a desperate plan formed, using fuel leaking from the engine and the last remaining flare to create a wall of fire, forcing the snake to retreat or burn. As the flare was lit and thrown, flames erupted across the muddy road, illuminating the jungle in an eerie orange glow and revealing the full size of the creature, its body stretching endlessly into the darkness. The snake thrashed and hissed, wounded and furious, but the fire finally drove it back, leaving deep tracks in the mud as it disappeared into the forest, its presence lingering in the vibrating silence it left behind. When the rain stopped and dawn slowly broke, the survivors emerged from the wreckage, injured, shaken, and mourning those who were lost. Standing beside the crushed bus, as if waking from a nightmare they could barely comprehend. Hours later, rescue teams arrived to find the road strangely calm. the jungle already reclaiming the damage. Vines creeping over broken metal, and the only proof of the attack being massive tracks leading into the trees. As the story closes, the camera lingers on the dark forest, reminding viewers that humans are only visitors in nature's domain. And when ancient territories are invaded, the response can be swift, brutal, and unforgiving, ending with the chilling suggestion that the snake still watches, waiting for the next intruder, foolish enough to enter its land.